We just witnessed the greatest trade in sports history.
Breaking news on SportsCenter this morning, the Lakers and Mavericks making it a blockbuster night.
Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleba, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis.
I still cannot believe that this is the reality that we are living in right now, where the Dallas Mavericks have Luka goddamn Doncic, and they traded for Anthony Davis.
LeBron James had no idea this was coming. Anthony Davis had no idea this was coming. I'm told Luka Doncic is still stunned about this trade.
I'm gonna ask you this respectfully, but how in the actual fuck did the Dallas Mavericks think that trading Luka Doncic was the best move?
I don't know. Like, I don't. When was the last time you've seen a 25-year-old superstar in any sport really get traded?
I don't.
Like,
I have never witnessed anything
in their
like
prime, they're a superstar,
they're not
perennial All-NBA.
25 is not even prime.
Yeah.
He's entering his prime still.
Yeah.
Right. We could witness a better and a Luka entering more into his peak. It is unfathomable for me to think that the Dallas Mavericks actually had the thought process to not just approach the Lakers, just to think about trading Luka Doncic in general. Yeah,
man. Okay, first of all, like, the reaction to that was we all thought it was a hack, to the point where we were not even going to do anything. We're wearing patke. Normally we wear parne.
You're wearing glasses.
And I'm wearing glasses. You know this is an emergency pod that we're releasing the night before when we drop this, right? But going back to that thing, I don't get it, right? Like, listen, all three, like, two parties for sure, Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic, were thrown out of the loop. They had no clue they were getting traded whatsoever, right? At least my initial reaction when I saw Sham's thing was Luka probably requested a trade behind the scenes because he was not getting the extension, whatever the case may have been, right? Obviously LeBron, who you run through decisions like this, had no clue. The Lakers just played a game. We just beat the Knicks literally a couple hours before this trade happened. I was raving about how, damn, this is why we're not going to be trading Max Christie. Max Christie obviously deserved, he got traded for obvious reasons because it's Luka Doncic, but how? First of all, this is how trades should work. This is all coming from the heart. We have nothing planned for this. No rumors, no nothing, just dropped on the face of the earth on a Saturday night.
Just get the shit done.
Yeah,
right?
This is why I hate the whole leaking trades, the draft process, and all that, like the draft things. You know, we're WWE fans with the whole Royal Rumble, which happened on the same day, leaking or announcing, who's no surprise essentially. This is true basketball fandom out of nowhere.
Bro, I'm in shock. I barely can get the words out of my mouth right now, as you could tell by my hesitations. But overall, the fact that they're like, yo, LA, you want Luka? I just can't believe that.
That's the thing that's shocking me, right? You would think that Lakers probably just called Dallas up, right? Because the Lakers are obviously in the hunt of making trades. Dallas, obviously, if I'm the Lakers, why would I even call Dallas? Why would they trade Luka, right? We're trying to make our team better. We're looking at trying to get another big man to pair with Anthony Davis after his recent comments with Shams. Maybe that's a factor of why Anthony Davis ended up getting traded. But let's get back, recollect ourselves.
That's just our initial reactions right there.
That's our initial reactions. Then before we got to hear the actual reporting from Shams on ESPN. Let's start off with Dallas. Why are you trading this guy? And the reason is, he's not in shape when he comes in. He's, because of that, he's always injured. And listen, and then because of that reason, you don't want to give him that 5 years, $345 million $345 million supermax extension.
And here's the answer to that: a fat, unprepared bastard, basically, just led you to an NBA Finals appearance, right? And don't get me wrong, Luka's got to be more of a professional in terms of how he's got to, get his body into a shape. And I 100% agree with that, right? And I 100% agree with the reasons why Mavericks could think that as well. But it doesn't matter. Him being a fat ass is a perennial all NBA first team player. You know what that means? He's a perennial, not just all-star, not all NBA player, not top 10 player. He's a perennial top 5 NBA player year in and year out from his essentially second year on, because you weren't going to give that into his rookie year.
But you could say
his rookie year was even hella impressive. Year in and year out, people give MVP predictions. Oh, Luka's going to win it. This is Luka's year. This is Luka's year. That's the type of player he is. And year in and year out, he is always top 5 in NBA voting, if not top 3.
We've seen him play for Slovenia in the summer at times too, and like how for World Cup or Olympics or whatever the case may be, and he's balling there as well, or the qualifiers, whatever the case may be, right? You don't listen. I get the reasoning, sure. But you look at the player, you don't, right? Like, I don't know, because they got new ownership, right? Like, Mark Cuban sold a lot of his stake, but he was still controlling basketball operations. We might make another video reacting to this after
get more details or
We're
something.
gonna get more
Yeah.
details from the Dallas Mavericks side of things for sure, because, he himself said, you don't trade guys like these. Mark Cuban, that is. You don't trade guys like these. He thought he made a mistake when he traded Steve Nash back in the day when they had him and Dirk, right? Obviously, Kristaps Porzingis didn't work out. That's why you moved on from him. But listen, we were gonna make a video eventually about how trashing the Timberwolves for trading Cat even before the original trade happened, because you made it to the conference finals. You're trading your superstar player who's a top 2 player behind Jokic, arguably for sure top 3 and top 5. Let's just
At most, yeah.
At most, who took you to the finals. While yes, quote unquote out of shape. 100% agree. He needs to be a professional that way.
Yeah,
and
but
all
he
that.
took you to the finals out of shape.
Yeah.
What could he do?
Or played
in
himself
shape?
into shape
Yeah.
and whatever the
Yeah.
case may have been. The point is this. Me and you are the biggest Anthony Davis fanboys there is. And we're going to address the Lakers side of things. And like, I'm in shock. Like, I thought it was a hack. I love Anthony Davis, right? Even I'm like you. We always do the thing where off camera you kind of get annoyed about hypotheticals. This is usually one of the hypotheticals we'll go like, would you trade, for example, Luka Doncic for Victor Wembanyama or whatever? What this trade showed me is anything is possible in the NBA. That even Victor Wembanyama is not untouchable in this league anymore. Like, he's touchable. Pause. But but like at the end of the day, the fact that the comment was, I think, defense wins championships. Here's my issue with this. If you traded Anthony Davis for Kyrie Irving, I would have been a little bit okay. I still would have kept Anthony Davis because of the defense side of things. If you paired him with Luka Doncic on the Dallas side of things, that makes much more sense, right? At the end of the day, Anthony Davis got his wish. Maybe he got traded because he made those comments, and he gets to play the 4 more now with Dallas. He might turn back the clock for you. Who knows? Like, me and you remember what that New Orleans and that first year Lakers Anthony Davis was when healthy and how much of a monster he is. The problem is your lineup is Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, who is not as good as he once was.
Grimes, Davis.
And Gafford at the moment. You're asking a lot for Kyrie Irving, who has shown in the past that he's more of a 2 or a 1B than he is an alpha, right? The Cleveland championship, for example, because he needed LeBron at the end of the day. Anthony Davis is in a similar boat. He needed LeBron to help win the championship. And he was a big factor of it, no doubt.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, is this team fun? Is this team good? Is this one of those teams that you want to root for? 100% yes. I still love Anthony Davis. I will still be watching this team play if the Lakers are not involved. But the point is, you got to the final. The teams that get to the finals, you usually have an MVP caliber player as your number one. People can say whatever you want. The Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum is still somewhat considered that. At the end of the day, who knows how that went up?
To add to your points here, right? I agree with everything you said, right? And obviously, I'm on the same boat with you.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is, Kyrie and Anthony Davis are at the age of 30.
Yeah.
The point about turning the back clock, that could happen for a year or two. But ever since the championship year for Anthony Davis, he has not been the same player. His 3-point shooting percentage is way down, right? His defense is still there.
Yeah.
And there's been so many situations where in the playoffs, only one part of his game shows up. It's either his offense shows up or either his defense shows up, right? He hasn't really put together a playoff performance where he had a full 30-point, double-double with rebounds and has a dominant defensive performance. He has never done that ever since the bubble year when he's won the NBA title.
Shout out Blake Murphy, who's been on the pod before, a friend of the pod. He tweeted, turn on trade override on NBA 2K, and it still got rejected as a thing. I don't know if he actually did that or he means as a troll. Another tweet. This is literally, we're live reacting to this essentially. Imagine the phone call. Mavs, we want AD. Lakers not available, obviously. For Luka, Lakers, AD will be there in the morning. Anthony Davis, out of the current NBA players, my second favorite NBA player. NBA player out after Kawhi Leonard, probably tied. You could even say that. There's no one on the Lakers side of things, or just even our family or whatever, that has come up to the plate to bat for Anthony Davis as much as I have ever since we started this podcast. You could attest to that.
Yes.
You're also a big fan of him. You're wearing his Kentucky t-shirt. Yes, that could be anybody in the Kentucky t-shirt.
Yeah.
But that's Anthony Davis for sure.
This is Anthony Davis.
Right? Even I'm like, listen, we're going to get to the Lakers side of things obviously here shortly. The point is, you're asking, like, I'm going to list the teams right now. That's why I opened my phone, actually, before I saw those tweets. Are they better than the Thunder, the Dallas Mavericks currently constructed?
No.
Are they better than the, in terms of the West, the Houston Rockets? You could say toss up.
Yeah.
The Memphis Grizzlies, toss up.
It's there.
The Denver Nuggets.
No, we're going to figure out the chemistry issues on the Dallas Mavericks. So,
But like at the moment, like if you
back-
were to say on paper, you would have bet on a 7-game series.
hey man, Jokic has 80's number.
Lakers now. We'll talk about them in a second, but they have a big glaring hole.
As of
obviously.
the Lakers have to make more moves, and like you said, we're gonna get into that a little bit. But here's my final conclusion on the Dallas Mavericks. They are a worse team, but they are also a more complete team, right? But the issue is, you got rid of your future for a guy who's already 30 and is not gonna get any better, and he has shown so many signs of regression. He has still stayed afloat in these past couple of years and has played great basketball. He's not a scrub. He is a top 10 bona fide top 15 player in the NBA. Right? He is a perennial all-star. He is all NBA caliber at times.
Defense.
Right? All defense, that's a lock for him.
Deep boy snob.
Deep boy snobs for sure. You are not getting a scrub back. You are getting a solid ass NBA player back.
Yeah.
Right? Not like more than solid, like a freaking great NBA player back. The issue is, you got rid of your 25-year-old mega star. And the one thing I want to, like, my last thought on this before I let you say your finishing thoughts is, even in my mind, as an owner, I was like, why the hell am I getting rid of this guy? He brings in so much revenue, not just in the US, but in the whole entire world, right? Europeans know Luka Doncic.
Real Madrid, Spain.
Real Madrid knows Luka Doncic, right? You're getting in so much viewership and so many fans because of Luka Doncic. That's all gone too now, and ownership-wise as well. You have lost viewers. Simple as that.
Brother, I don't even know if I have any finishing thoughts, but obviously we have to make this, we have to conclude at some point. But this is where maybe, comment down below if you want us to have a streaming Twitch, YouTube, whatever, so we can have unlimited thoughts as much as you want to speak. But here's my finishing thoughts on this. Let's just say, yes, you decided, I'm playing a little bit devil's advocate. You decide, yes, he's not worth a $345 million investment because he might not play, because he comes out in out of shape, injured, whatever the case may have been. The problem number one in this situation is, he did not request a trade. You did not consult a trade with him. You just went to the Lakers instead of even putting him on a trade block. You went to the Lakers. I get it. I get why you went to the Lakers. And because Anthony Davis.
They wanted Anthony
Davis. And obviously, you don't trade Anthony Davis unless a guy like this guy is available. Simple as that, right? Like, otherwise, I would be like, what the hell are you doing? If it was Kyrie Irving, I'd be like, yeah, I wouldn't.
You are a very happy Lakers fan right now. I'll say that much.
I am conflicted, but I am more on the happy side for sure.
You're a happy Lakers fan. You're just sad that your favorite player's gone.
Exactly. That's the best way you could put it. So that problem number one is that, like, you did not even consult. Like, he didn't request a trade, demand a trade. It was all done behind scenes, which is, like I said, I love it in that side of things, the surprise factor, because we were about to watch a Punjabi movie or even go to sleep before we decided to do that. No, point number two, you decide to move on from him. Why was the Lakers the only option for you? Your job isn't to make necessarily Luka happy. Clearly, Anthony Davis is pissed at the Lakers because he was blindsided. And if I'm Anthony Davis, I would agree with that 100%. As a player, you would be hurt.
Yeah, as a player.
Yeah. But it's a business at the end of the day. Every time we've seen trades happen, yes, we said the Mike Brown situation was a business move, but Bruce Boudreau situation was a business move. But they didn't handle it the right way. You made the move. Why is the return only Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first? One first. When Kevin Durant, superstar player, and I'll get to the inferior players in a second, went for two really stud 3-and-D role players in Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, 4 or 5 first-round picks for a 35-year-old, right?
We live in a world where Rudy Gobert, playoff bust, got traded for 4 first-round picks.
Okay, and then if you want to say Rudy Gobert, 3-time or 4-time defensive player of the year, all-star and all-star. Mikal Bridges went for 4 or 5 first-round picks. He was getting offered 4 first-round picks, right? Pascal Siakam went for 3 first-round picks for you guys, right? So the point is that this is the return you get is even more baffling for a 25-year-old superstar. I get it. You value Anthony Davis to the extreme. So as a Laker fan, yes, you got to do this. Yes, in a perfect world, would you have liked to kept him? 100%. But you sit now. Let's transition to the Lakers.
The Lakers here. Here's the situation here. Number one, you have LeBron's son, right? This guy plays more like LeBron than Bronny will ever play like LeBron.
Yeah.
As simple as that. Like he is
The only difference between the two of them is the whole out of shape / athleticism. That's
and
it.
one whites and one.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that's
I'm
a big
talking about play
difference.
styles.
Yeah. If there's anyone that Luka Doncic will learn and listen to get in shape, it is LeBron James. It's simple as that.
Assuming LeBron doesn't get traded because of
Yeah.
reports,
Like at the end of the
which
day.
we'll get to later.
But I'm pretty sure LeBron wants to play with Luka.
Yeah.
LeBron's been very open of
Yeah.
wanting to play with Luka Doncic many times. The thing is here, Luka Doncic will and should listen to LeBron James in terms of health and maintaining your body and also injury prevention, all that little strength and conditioning stuff that happens, which is I guess a common occurrence, right? No-brainer, a habitual habit that every professional athlete should have, whenever they're playing a game or coming into the season, to start off in the training camp or preseason, etc. The thing is this, the Lakers may have gotten worse in terms of overall completeness of the team and overall roundness of this roster because they lost a lot of defense and they weren't really great defending wise with Anthony Davis.
They got better as the season went on.
But let's just say this is a situation where you turn on the 2K sliders to offense 100 and defense 0.
Here's my thing, right? Before I'm going to address the Anthony Davis situation in a second. The Dallas Mavericks gave the Lakers a get out of free jail card, essentially, right? A Monopoly reference. And here's the reason why. The Lakers were like, the Utah Jazz were asking for 2 first-round picks to get Walker Kessler. Even more, right? Similar to those Mikal Bridges type trades and all that to partner this team with this. They're analysts, they're Laker fans, there's NBA fans in general, trolls, haters, whatever, saying that the Lakers are not contenders. You might as well move on both from AD and LeBron, right? Here, hey Lakers, do you want Luka Doncic? You pretty much saved the Lakers franchise for the next, as long as he's healthy and hopefully he doesn't get in shape, because that is a concerning factor as a Laker fan, for sure. You pretty much gave him the next face of your franchise.
For the next 10 years.
For the next 10 years. Since Kobe, there was no one. LeBron comes into the mix, then you add Anthony Davis. Now, at the end of LeBron, who knows? LeBron might retire this year. The next 10, 15 years, you got Luka Doncic. Yes, now going back to the whole thing, is like obviously losing Anthony Davis is a big hole. Like I'm not happy with Jackson Hayes being my starting center, right? But the fact that you got Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, a first, and Jalen Hood-Schifino, essentially. Like the Utah Jazz got 2 seconds out of this, and one of them is the Mavericks second, and one of them is the Clippers second.
Here's the thing. The Lakers still have another first.
Yes.
Right? And if they could pair that up with something, they could still get a Walker Kessler, who is a stud
Now,
center.
The rest of the NBA is losers in this case in a way. Yes, Anthony Davis got traded. That's there. I'm sure Utah's probably like, oh, damn, we should have taken those 2 picks away now. Because one of them just got used for Luka Doncic.
Exactly.
Right? So, like, to me, yes, do I believe the Lakers can win the championship this year? I still think they're an inferior team overall behind the Thunder. I still think the Thunder are by far, in a way, the best team in the West and maybe the best team in the NBA. I feel like you believe the same thing.
Yes.
However, the rest is wide open, right? I still think there might be a better team than the Dallas Mavericks in a certain sense. The trade deadline, we're ready to talk about Jimmy Butler, De'Aaron Fox getting traded.
Oh, who cares about that now?
Yeah, which we will make a video on later, but you guys make sure you guys hit the subscribe button for that.
Footnote.
Yeah.
In what the biggest deal in sports history, Kevin Durant deals are footnote. James Harden deals are footnote. Ben Simmons is like, at the bottom of the earth. And then
Like,
your
this
deal
is
he
up
was
there
involved
with
in.
Gretzky getting moved.
Exactly. It essentially is. And with the Gretzky, the
Or
situation.
Kareem, if you want to go with the NBA was, but yeah.
The thing here is that the Lakers kind of are building a Dallas Mavericks type team.
I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith is
Like-
there. Luka missed DFS.
Kind of like
100%.
not like last year's Dallas team, because last year Dallas provided a lot of help, but like the original young Luka, when he had no help type of thing. It is that situation, except obviously he has LeBron
The most
James.
important factor in this, we kept Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves, if not for Norman Powell, if not for Cade Cunningham, could be an arguable MIP conversation.
Yeah,
this year as well.
that is 100% true.
Right, so-
And so I'm just saying this. We saw Luka and Kyrie Irving go to the NBA Finals with all-out offense and okay defense. the Lakers defense is much worse than what the Dallas defense had last year at this
Especially using
current
Anthony Davis
situation.
now.
But if you have LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves as your third option, firing to their potential, they do have a shot this year. I am going to say this. I'm going to stick my now. The Lakers are not winning the title this year.
Yeah.
They're just simply not.
Listen,
and the Dallas Mavericks have a more complete team to win a title this year. That is also true. But
Dallas doesn't have the
how much time you have left? That's the thing. How much time does
Exactly.
Dallas, like how quick does the Dallas, because at the end of the day, if this team can't overtake the Thunder, you failed the mission. You've done worse.
Because the next decade it might be whoever Luka has, depending on what the Lakers do with Luka, and you have the OKC Thunder.
There's also
for the most
that,
part, and
but
then Jokic.
The reason why you made this trade is like you feel like you could win the NBA title.
But
That's like
yeah.
that. Get that in the like. Try to understand this, right? The Dallas GM said, "Defense wins championships," which is fair thing to say. But in the same sense, traded away Luka Doncic, a guy
who's your scorer?
who is legit a top 5 NBA player year in and year out, who just led you to the NBA Finals appearance. I'm just going to say this. Do not be surprised that if you do not make the NBA Finals this year or next year or start going downhill year after year after year.
Well, here's one thing's for sure. Kyrie's are going to get traded 100%. Going back to the Lakers fit though, listen, I don't know if I like the fit overall. Again, like fit somewhat matters in the NBA. No matter the collection of talent. We've seen, like me and you have been guilty many times where we were drawn with the talent and we saw how the fit didn't really work at the end of the day, right? The OKC Thunder fit works, right?
That's why I said
exactly.
That's why I'm saying
the
Lakers
fit,
are not winning titles.
The fit this year is still concerning. Like now, Austin Reeves was your main ball handler. He could still be like a good backup, like running the second unit if he needs to. He could still play off ball. He could play on ball and give Luka breaks as well. Clearly, he's proven that. JJ Redick has a good problem to have, but he needs to figure that out ASAP because at the end of the day, you have to learn how to manage egos in this league as well. And and I'm not saying Luka is like some egomaniac, but you still need to like get going. He did say LeBron, his biggest favorite player of all time is LeBron James, and to this point, as a Laker fan, which is where I'm happy, is you should have a motivated Luka Doncic. If you're not getting money because you're being called a fat ass, essentially, because of that you're getting injured. So your conditioning is terrible. You're coming in like 260 plus pounds or whatever the case may be. Who knows what's going to happen at the end of February because the Lakers do play the Dallas Mavericks, and I know AD for a fact is going to want a revenge game for sure, and so does Luka Doncic. So that game, I don't know what I'm doing that day. I might have to cancel what I'm doing to watch that game for sure. So overall, if I'm looking at the Lakers currently, yeah, I'm going to pump the brakes. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, championship this year. Am I going to be surprised if they win the championship? No, but because you have two of the best top 10 players in the NBA still at the end of the day, but the play styles are somewhat similar that JJ Redick needs to figure out how to get the best going. And I trust in JJ Redick on what he has done this year so far. Now all the tweets have been quiet about how earlier in the year Darvin Ham had a better record or he won the in-season tournament or whatever the case is. Now, if you compare to the records, we were under 500. We're like 9 games or 8 games over 500 after beating the Knicks without Anthony Davis, and now we're adding a Luka Doncic at the end of the day. So if you're looking at overall that side of things, this trade for the future, insane, winner, loser. Definitely the Lakers are the winners in this. Dallas are definitely the losers. I do not care what people say. In a 7-game series, this is a 7. If they go against each other, it will be a heck of a series for sure. But I give edge to LeBron and Luka in that sense. And to your point, we have a first-round pick that we could still use to get in a guy.
Could get Walker.
You get a guy like Gafford, for example. I'm not saying get Daniel Gafford.
Walker Kessler is obviously a show.
If we could get that trade going and some other stuff going, because we only lost Max Christie, who's been a stud for us. I was very impressed with him. Jalen Hood-Schifino doesn't even play, and he's going to Utah.
We know who you lost. Yeah, right. But it doesn't matter who you lost.
Yeah,
it's who you got.
We kept Delta Connect in this trade.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter who you lost. It matters about who you got, and you got a guy who's just absolutely incredible year in and year out, no matter what shape he's in, no matter what mood he's in, or no matter how motivated he is. At the end of the day, he is going to give you 39 and 9 a night, essentially. That's 30, what he 30, 10 and 10, whatever you want to say. And maybe his defense isn't the greatest, so obviously that's, the GM's job to surround with, 3-and-D pieces. But overall, my final thoughts on this trade is there's a clear winner, there's a clear loser. The loser may not be garbage. The loser still may be the loser is still a great team, a heck of a team, and a team that can contend still. But the winner, just, for a situation where LeBron's 40-year-old might be retiring soon, just got a guy who just is going to be the face of their franchise and have saved their, I guess, they got their biggest asset for the next 10 years in terms of they did the hardest part, which is get the guy. And they have the guy for the next 10 years.
Before I give my final thoughts, like I said, I need to give a message to Anthony Davis. Thank you so much for your time with the Lakers, that 2020 championship, everything you have done. You've been snubbed of DPOIs. You'll still be my favorite player outside of the Lakers. I'll still be rooting for you to shut people up because I still believe you're a top 2 big man in this league when healthy. For sure about that. So there's no ill will to Anthony Davis. No Laker fan should be hating on Anthony Davis. I don't care if you never liked him as a Laker. I don't care if you loved him. You even loved him as a Laker. He got us the one big thing that every team desires, and that's a championship, which many teams do not have. You as a Raptor fan know about that as well. So thank you, Anthony Davis. Wish you the best for the rest of your career, wherever you end up. And hopefully you come back as a Laker. Going back to my final thoughts. Everything you said, I agree with, right? At the end of the day, the future got better for the Lakers. Dallas has pressure now to win. If they don't win, that fan base is going to crumble that organization from the get-go because it's going to be tough at the end of the day, right? So for me, what the last takeaway I have from this is we got a massive random trade in hockey last week with Mikko Rantanen, who we didn't think was going to get traded. In the NBA world, this is why people love the NBA. A top 5 player gets traded, and this means that no one is not untouchable, in my opinion, going forward from now on. So whenever we do those hypothetical dumb questions, they might actually come true from now on. But overall, that's my thoughts. That's your thoughts. The biggest trade in NBA history, the biggest trade in sports history. So comment down below, what do you guys think? Who won or who lost the trade? Maverick fans, let your sorrows go down with flow. Laker fans, get your
spirits high.
Spirits high, exactly, right? Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We dropped a video as soon as this trade. We recorded this video as soon as the trade dropped. So we are still here for you guys. We want to get to that 1,000 as soon as possible. So hit that subscribe button, follow our socials, link down below, hit the post notification bell, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.